Hey guys, here's Miss Holland again. This is Cell Respiration Lecture 2. Go ahead and take a moment to stop the video here as soon as I have this focused. There we go. And go ahead and write down what I have here on the picture. So what you guys are going to be doing is drawing out the cell, and we're going to be talking about the 3 steps of aerobic respiration. So please stop here and draw this out. Alright, so let's go and talk about aerobic respiration. Remember from lecture 1 and 2 that our chloroplasts here produce, again with the light and dark reaction, are oxygen and sugar as a product. The sugar is way too big, so we're going to go into the cytoplasm and go through a process known as glycolysis. This is part 1 in order to make aerobic respiration happen. Now glycolysis, and again this is just a quick overview for you guys, is going to break that sugar into pyruvate or pyruvic acid. Pyruvate is just simply the first 3. When you put the 2, 3 together, you have pyruvic acid. This pyruvate, when oxygen is present, is going to travel into the mitochondria. Step 2 of aerobic respiration is what's known as the Krebs Cycle. It's going to happen inside this area called the matrix. We're going to be producing CO2 as a byproduct. Step 3, and again, you do need to know these steps, 1, 2, and 3. 3 is what's known as your ETC, or your electron transport chain. At this point, we're going to be taking our products that we produce in the Krebs cycle, we're going to be ripping those to shreds, and we're going to be making ATP and water. Your formula for cell respiration is the following. So please, again, stop the video and write this down. You have sugar and oxygen go into the mitochondria. Our byproducts are CO2, water, and ATP. Now, a lot of books simply say that you produce 36 ATP. Just to clarify, eukaryotes, which are true cells that have a nucleus and membrane-bound organelles, will be producing 36. If you are a prokaryote, even as in before a nucleus, so pro means before, karyo means nucleus, aka bacteria, you can produce up to 38. For my testing purposes, please remember that the 36 ATP is the final product of your cellular respiration. So let's have some fun with aerobic respiration. Remember from our other lectures previously, we talked about how either food or the sugar from a chloroplast will go into glycolysis. So food that you eat is going to be broken down into sugar, or the chloroplast that made the sugar. Regardless, we're going to take sugar and we're going to break it down in the cytoplasm, which is known as glycolysis. Remember also, it's going to take 2 ATP to rip that sugar apart, and we actually produce 4 ATP from the molecular ripping, but 2 minus 4 gives us a net product, or a total of 2 ATP. So when you think about glycolysis, please remember glucose is getting ripped apart, and we're going to be producing this molecule. This is known as pyruvate, or 2 pyruvic acids. Our net product from glycolysis is your 2 ATP, and again, this happens in the cytoplasm. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and talk about what happens when sugar gets broken apart into pyruvate. Please stop the video, draw this all out, and then we will actually take it step by step. Alright guys and girls, here comes the fun. We just took a 6-part molecule of glucose, we just ripped him in half. So now he has 3 carbon molecule. He's known as pyruvate. Now this entire process that we're going to go through is actually known as the Krebs cycle, and this happens within the matrix. It was actually named from Hans Krebs, who discovered this cycle in 1937, who was a British chemist. So what happens to pyruvate? So we're just going to simply take one of the 3 carbon molecule, hence pyruvate. Together they are pyruvic acid. So we're going to take 1 pyruvate, and we're going to go inside the cell membrane of the mitochondria. This particular protein that allows pyruvate through is known as pyruvate dehydrogenase complex. And again, because it ends in an ASE, it means it's an enzyme. Once it gets into the matrix, and again, what's happening here is that we're actually way inside the center of our mitochondria. we're going to take our pyruvate, which just get ripped apart, into now a 2-carbon molecule. So again, we started with 3, we went inside, got ripped apart into 2, and the 1 got sent off as CO2. So we're going to make him and then use him as a byproduct. This 2 molecule is known as acetyl-CoA, and yes, you do need to know all of this. When we now take this acetyl-CoA, we're going to add an enzyme, okay, to connect 2 molecules. So we're going to take our acetyl-CoA, and we're going to connect them to a molecule that's inside the matrix known as oxaloacetate. It's a 4-carbon molecule. This enzyme is going to combine these 2 together to create what's known as citric acid. 2 plus 4 equals 6. So now you have a 6-carbon molecule. We're going to take that 6-carbon molecule, we're going to rip him apart, okay? And again, 6 minus 1 is 5. So then we're going to take that 1 CO2 and ship him out. So this is byproducts. Your 5-carbon molecule, and you don't need to know these other 2 names, by the way, unless you want to, is going to get ripped apart. Again, we're going to rip off one of them, making it CO2, exit him out, and then now we're stuck with a 4-carbon molecule. Now this 4-carbon molecule between here to here is almost like Legos. We're simply just going to rearrange it. By rearranging it, we actually produce a little bit of ATP, NADH, and FADH. This entire process, especially if you are in AP Bio, is known as the redox reaction because we are reducing electrons and reducing the amount of carbon. Alright guys, the result of the Krebs cycle is we take our 1 pyruvate, we rip him to shreds, and what we end up getting out of him is 3 carbon dioxide molecules. This is actually a waste product for cell respiration, aka aerobic respiration, and this is what we breathe out. Okay, so this is your waste product, 3CO2. The ATP, NADH, FADH that we created by ripping apart the pyruvic acid, the citric acid, and all that fun stuff becomes what's known as an electron storage. This electron storage molecules are going to now journey from the inside of our matrix to the outer realm of the actual membrane of the mitochondria, and we're going to go through the process that's known as the ETC, or electron transport chain. This process is going to be in the next lecture, and that is where we're going to be producing our 36 ATP. Hope you enjoyed the ride. See you next time.